Hello guys, welcome back to the video. In today's video, we're going to be doing alternate history. Yes, another one of these videos. I know. You guys are probably done with these videos. It's going to be the last one I post for a little bit, and I'll come back to the series. But yeah, so, as you can tell, in the last episode, I remember, it was like yesterday that I recorded the last video. You have a very, very big chunk of North America going over to, the red team. Also, a decent size of Africa, but their main focus is North America. And we're going to say that most of the world speaks English at this point. Yeah. Also, you have the explore. They were able to explore through the mountains here. And, well, yeah, that's about it. They weren't able to go too much further down. But yeah, let's just get right into the video. So, first things first, guys, is that, well, the Brown team, they continue doing some more technology stuff. They continue exploring and exploring. Like, not exploring. They continued making new stuff and making new stuff and making new stuff. And, like, they made this new technology, and it was able to withstand the harshest temperatures in anything. And they made it the first plane. So, the first plane gets set off, and it trades with it actually surprisingly works really well. And it was able to make it over, it made like 15 pit stops. It was like, it came from here to there, 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 to there. And then the red team bought all of the brown stuff, all of the Browns' harsh temperature stuff. So, yeah, well, the red team, they're going to go ahead and use that to their advantage because, well, they are the ones that are close to the bottom. And they also sell some to the green. They also share some with the green. So the green and the red, they go ahead and finish off the exploring of Africa. And then at the end, Africa was split into two chunks. And you gotta remember, the red team and the green team hold pretty good relations. They have for the longest time. Oh, wrong side. So the red team, they got most of it, and then the green, they got the rest. But you see, now the Europeans, they've completely explored a continent, which is something. And well, there's no really big. There's like one single country that is an offspring of our pink country. And well, yeah. But eventually, over here in Europe, another major war will probably. Some people are starting to predict another major war between the Diamond and the Triangle Alliance. Cause, well, in the past little bit, the Diamond Alliance has been getting stronger, with the new Russians even joining. And everyone is starting to be like, okay, what's going on? Are we gonna die? And well, everyone's like, I don't know. So yeah, you have I don't have much time to record this video, so I do have to like go fast. So, but you do have the Russians. They go ahead. They were able to repair their economy. They go ahead and declare war on the old Russians, and they also go ahead and declare war on this slime country. So their troops start off going off pretty slow, but then a pretty large scale invasion starts to happen. But the capital is pretty secure in the Lime country, so they were safe. Also, this country, before the Russians before the Russians declared war on them, because the Russians also declared war on them, so I forgot to say that, they went ahead and moved their capital closer down south, because, well, their capital was not doing so well. It started getting, like, broke. Also, they were able to expand some in the past little bit. And all of these countries have gotten stronger in the past little bit since Russia collapsed, because Russia lost all its influence pretty much over the world, except for the New Russians. The New Russians, they have been able to repair the Russians' name, and well, yeah. But you do have our purple team finally being able to declare war on them. They do. they do that. They do just that. So they declare war on this light blue country, and they move across the border pretty slowly. But once they get up pretty north, they were able to go a little bit faster. Eventually, they were slowing down, and then they just like pushed them away from the border. And eventually, it starts to look like this. And well, now the Russians, they're gonna focus more down south because not up here. Up here isn't much population, so they're mainly focused on taking out this Russia, because they've technically claimed all of the real Russia, the purple Russia. So yeah, and also we need to take out this Russia so I don't have to say Russia so much and like clarify which Russian I'm talking about. And well, eventually our purple team they continue their advances in this light blue country um from the from the old Russian country. Eventually, this southern half, the southern tip, surrenders over to the Russians, and the Russians they also continued their advances into the Lime country, and they go ahead and they were able to take all of this land. But our Lime country was able to make a couple pushbacks, and to show their support, this pink team they give the Lime country some land, and this actually boosted morale. And well, our Lime country they start their own offensive, and they start making it into core Russian territory, which is honestly very very big. And well, they were able to cut off what is it called again? Oh my gosh. I just had it in my mind and then I forgot about it. Okay, guys, I don't remember the name. I know the name before everyone goes down to the comments and they're like, you don't know the name of this place. It's so obvious. I do know the name. I'm just very stupid. But, yeah, so back to the war. But Russia, they do have, they were able to push them back a little bit, but not too much. But eventually Russia starts to threaten an encirclement of all of this, and they do realize that they're going to have to pull troops out from here to stop this pushback, to push them back, and that's exactly what they do. So they pull troops out from there and just hold right here, which now technically means that they're in this core Russian territory, because, like, right here. But they were able to push out a little bit, but the Russians, they weren't fully able to stop that. But the Russians, they go ahead and they continue their advances and push back, offensive of this Lime country. So they make a little offensive and push them away from cutting them off from right here. And the Russians, they start a bridge right here between these two places because the Russians, they don't want to be cut off from them again. But eventually, this light blue's country capital is technically encircled. They can still come around, but it's just really undefended now. And well, a large portion of troops get encircled here, and eventually the two capitals surrender, which leaves the rest of the bright blue country to surrender. And well, the old Russian country is soon to follow because, well, if you think about it, just think about this. Look how close the Russians are to your capital. You are cooked. But eventually the Russians, they were able to take out the other Russians, and then they send their main forces down to the Lime country, and eventually they were able to encircle the capital. But the capital is very defended right now, and the Russians, they mainly just want to focus out on the main country. But eventually the Russians' advances get stalemated, and even this is one of the stronger countries, and they were able to they were able to reconnect up to the capital. It's not a great trade route because the Russians, they're technically still they still have troops in this area, but not it's under Lime control again, I guess. But eventually you have our Lime country making a little bit of a pushback. And well, yeah, it is a little crazy, but eventually, the Lime sends over a peace treaty. They say, we will give you all of this, and that includes the capital, so that is pretty major. But they've been building up a city out here since the war started, and it's starting to get better because they've been like taking people out of the capital. Even the government lives here, so, but that's still technically the capital. But the Russians, they say, no, we're not going to accept that. We want the whole country. But eventually, it hit winter. It hits winter, and the Russians, they start their advances once more, and it actually goes really well. And eventually, the rest of the country collapses, and technically, and the president is now captured. And the vice president, they were still in the capital, so that's why it was still considered the capital. But eventually, so winter is now over, and the Russian advances, they slow down once more, because they're mostly just focusing on the capital, because that's like the only major city left, and if they can capture the capital, then they know that they can win the war. They were able to encircle the capital, and eventually they were able to destroy the capital, which leads to the rest of the city, well, not the rest of the city being destroyed, just the rest of the country collapsing. But the Russians, they aren't finished yet. This pink country, they also want dead. So they quickly start to move through, and quickly they did. And even with support from our other country. Also, you gotta remember the Russians, they are quite strong because they're in the Diamond Alliance. So the Diamond Alliance, and they're like the most powerful alliance. So yeah, but eventually, these guys aren't our main characters. The Russians, they only want like that land of this guys. So the Russians, they promised them this land right here for in return of this land. So yeah, it's not a great deal for them, but it gives them relations with Russia, and well, that's the deal. So this deal takes place, and the Russians, they lose this land, which honestly isn't much populated from Russians. It's mostly populated from these guys. But the Russians, they also get their land that they were promised. And well, it strengthened up their relations so much that it was able to the Russians, they convinced the rest of everyone else to let them join the Diamond Alliance. But yeah, eventually they now know that this pink country, they now know that they are cooked, and they probably will not be able to win this war, because well, the Russians, they start to moving on the capital pretty quickly. You gotta remember, the Russians, they haven't even sent over the peace treaty to the other countries. But eventually, these guys, they eventually collapse, and well, yeah. The peace treaty, it looks something like this. Yep, this is what it looks like. Let me just quickly change all these cities into important cities, and then also you have like the other city up there. But also, they were able to make a couple more important cities. I'm gonna have to sprinkle some more important cities here and there every once in a while. I'll just redraw that quickly. Boom. And then we'll probably have to do the same thing with it. Here, actually, let me just draw over this. And then I'll just recolor the important cities. Boom. And then boom. So there. Oh, okay, yeah. So the Russians, they've expanded. And, well, the Russians, they aren't quite done yet. They do go ahead and expand a little bit more, but it's just some claims. It's no wars, it's just some claims. So yeah, the Russians, they did really well this episode. They did. But the Triangle Alliance is now feeling threatened, and they are looking for more people to join their alliance. And well, that's exactly what happens. They were able to get this countrying on it, and same with the Bulgarian country, and same with these guys right here. So, yeah, now with both really big growing powers, alliances, everyone's pretty much forced to choose. But before we continue doing that, let's go over here and look at our new country. You see, this country, it's this country right here. Well, you see, this colony right here, it is honestly very unstable because, well, the Lime country, they don't have the free pass through right here because, as I said, when because the Panama Canal was just finished about 50 years ago, no, like 10 years ago, when the Russians were still doing their invasion and stuff. But the Russians, they go ahead and they come, the Russian, so yeah, these guys, they have to come down through here, go through here, and, well, not the Russians, oh my gosh, our Lime country, they have to pay quite a bit of money to the Brown country, because here, and here, this is where the Brown country is taxing the Lime country, and, well, the Lime country, they are already very unstable with very little land, because you gotta remember, the Lime country, they were a country before, but our Lime country was already struggling with the problems of, was already struggling with the problems of, like, life, because their economy wasn't doing bad in the war, but eventually the Brown country was able to win the war technically, even though they did lose their capital, but at the same time, the other country lost their capital. But eventually, our purple country is able to annex this, and, well, they start a campaign to meet up with each other. So their main goal is to start settling into this land, and, well, that's exactly what they're starting to do, because, well, they're not really a colonial power, but they kind of are. Not really, because it's not another continent, but they could have... There's some islands off the coast that they could probably explore of Africa, but I don't think they really want to be. Like, there's this island out here that they could probably get, but I don't know. But eventually, they were able to explore the rest of this, and they set up camps all around the water. But before they could continue, they ran into this little tribe of people. No one knew that they existed. But they kind of did at the same time. Because, well, they've explored this area. They just missed them. Because this tribe is, like, all in this area. This is what they're, like, massive. This is, like, the largest tribe. This is, like, one of the largest tribes in the world. So, yeah, I'm going to need a new color for them. Hold up. And whoop. Boop, 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 boop. Okay, we got a blue. So, the tribe, it's like out here and up. But, like, it's not good borders because, like, they don't really claim much land that they don't need. But you see, they've been trading with some countries. But you see, this purple country, they just didn't know about them, and, well, eventually, this country is able to be stable enough to start to actually be considered not a tribe, an actual country, and that's why they're so big. Because they've been trying to do what the Europeans did. So eventually, they were able to fix their borders after like 50 years. But this is like a 50-year stun, because like it took them a while to set up these camps, and like by the time they actually met up with this, they were like, "Oh wait, what? People live here?" And they're like, yeah. And they're actually discovered by red people. Most of their important cities also lay by the coastline because, well, it's mostly where their population is. But in the past couple years, they were able to get some people to move up north. But yeah, so we now have a decent amount of our world explored at this point, and not many countries. Because like, look at this. Not many countries actually exist. Don't look over here in this area. But yeah, so that's what happened in Asia for this episode. That's completely Asia. Maybe I'll do some more. But um you have the red team able to use that new technology that they found over in North America, or what they call North Canada. And well, they finally split this up into two places. So like if their empire were to ever collapse, this will be one country to like here, because they think that because their team thinks that these continents meet up, and they're actually trying to meet up with them, and that's why you can mainly see where like the red team in South America is exploring up north. But yeah, as you can tell, so this Canada will actually be a lot stronger when the red team collapses. But because like they're probably not going to stick around for long. But eventually you have the first battle plane being made, and well, that's going to be used not between these two guys, between these two guys. And actually, it was the blue team that made it. And actually, I need to update this blue team. Also, I need to update all this map. So after this video, guys, I'm going to update the map. So let me just quickly sprinkle some important cities everywhere. This country has been around for a little bit. Also, some treaties that the red team made. They now have to give this blue country some land back. Well, give them some land. But they fly the plane over, and they drop technically the second bomb ever made. And well, it lands right there. That was an important military base. Let me go ahead and update this colony at least, because well, yeah. But the blue team, they start to moving quickly. They're kind of done because they kind of claim the land that they other people do. But eventually they go to encircle an important city. But eventually this dark pink team was able to start to slow them down. But eventually they were able to encircle it and take the city. But yeah, this is like the most underrated war going on in the world right now. Everyone's like, is this like it took them like a year to capture that city, and after that year, everyone's like, oh, is that war still going on? It's kind of like after like in 2023 when everyone was like, oh wait, the Ukraine's war is still going on, but yeah, because that was my reaction. Honestly, I had no idea that it was still going on. Because guys, back in 2023, like early 2023, I had no idea that like Africa existed. Guys, I've learned most of what I know now today in like a year. Okay, guys, and also happy Halloween. I forgot to say that at the beginning of the video. Happy Halloween, guys. But yeah, so as I was saying, our dark blue team starts to make some advances, and they start to creep towards some important cities. They have one very big spearhead, I guess you could say, which goes towards 3 important cities. The first one was that was encircled was actually the farthest one, but they weren't really able to capture that because of bad resources, so they thickened this out. But still, the troops, they weren't fully prepared. Like this city, it's like really strong, but yeah, eventually this important city gets encircled, and later on, this important city does too. These important cities collapse pretty quickly. It was honestly really easy for them to just snap under pressure. But this important city was not going to go out without a fight. This is like that's like the bloodiest battle of the fight so far. But yeah, eventually the city falls, and so does this panhandle that they have. But eventually they settle on a peace treaty, which looks like this. But now this is gonna start some more turmoil in the water, because guess what? Our our guy over here, in Asia, he's like, okay, yeah, no, I'm done. And well, he just the leader decided that they were gonna join. This country was gonna join the Triangle Alliance, but and then these guys felt threatened a little bit later, and they're like, okay, well, fine then, we'll join the Diamond Alliance then. And well, you can start to see where relations are definitely gonna snap. Like everyone's starting to fight. Also, the red team they made some like more advances into northern Canada. But eventually they stopped because, well, getting cold. But yeah, so Canada, well, no. So yeah, the Diamond and Triangle Alliance relations are getting even worse with each passing day. But our eventually, whoa, what is that, guys? Look. Okay, sorry guys, that was my ringtone. But eventually another war breaks out between the red team and these guys right here. And well, it's a little bit of a problem. The red team started it, but see the the pink alliance, they don't really want to really get involved with it for one reason. Because well, they are in the alliance, but well, the red team started it, and well, these guys were good trading partners, and well, yeah, no one's really like so thrilled about this war, but they are sending support to no one. The red team, they even said that I understand that you guys were good trading partners, but we just need our old capital back, because they are honestly finished with this capital. They do not care if they lose it. They are feeling nostalgic, and they want this land back. So they did technically send over an ultimatum. I'll take this land if and I'll give you this land. Like, and this guy was like, this leader, their leader was like, this country leader was like, who would take that? That's insane. And we'd have to go like around to reach here. So yeah, everything's starting to and then this is why the red team declared war on them. But our red team, they are able to make advances pretty quickly, because like really strong. They start to go for the important city, but this country was prepared. They've been building up a military in the past little bit, and they actually start pushing back the red so far that they reach core territory and get an important city. And now everyone's like, oh no, what if the red team collapses? Who will get it? And well, as they had suspicions with the brown team, so the deal is the brown team would get this, the pink country would get this, Koreans would get all of this, and then brown country would get the rest, and then the pink country would get all of the red colonies, and the blue would also get some land to there. So yeah, the red country is like, okay, yeah, we can't let this happen. And well, they go ahead and immediately start off their pushback pretty quickly. And it doesn't go bad, actually. It goes really well. Well, not really, really well, but good enough. To the point where they were able to capture the capital. So now everyone's like, okay, yeah, now they're definitely not going to collapse. And immediately, they weren't like destroying the capital. The troops were demanded, if you destroy the capital, you will be executed. And actually, this is what the city looks like. This is the largest capital in the world. Not like that. That's way too big. What was I on? And it holds a lot of economics. But this country, they send over a peace treaty. And it consists of that. But in return, the red team will get this. And well, they immediately accept it, but on one condition, that the red team, they get to keep that land right there. They decline that and send over another peace treaty and say, you can have this right there. And they say fine. It's not that much of a difference, but still a difference. But now I need to redraw the thing, because, well, they're still in the Diamond Alliance. But yeah, the reason why they needed this is so they could connect up with there. And well, yeah, the red team, they are now definitely a very strong force, because they now hold the big capital, the largest capital in the world. And well, that's crazy, because, well, and their plan was to continue making this bigger, but obviously they might not be able to. And well, it holds a lot of economics in that city and everything, so you can see why they really didn't want to lose it, but they saw that they lost their capital and they knew that they weren't going to win this war, so the best they could have gotten out of it is this deal. And well, the red team, they go ahead and send over support to this country, and guns and gunmen, everything that they would need to invade this country, and this country sends over an ultimatum. They want all of this for free. Yeah. So, and the red team, they want this, and well, they kind of are forced to accept it, because well, they aren't going to do nothing to them. So yeah. But yeah, so now you can kind of see where our dark green country is going to join the Diamond Alliance. Yep, they joined the Diamond Alliance about 15 days, like not 15 days, like a year or two after the invasion. Everyone's like really confused about this, but the red team and their leaders meet up in the capital, and they actually they actually like realize that the red team wasn't the smartest decision to do that, but they still did it. And well, yeah. But the red team, they do technically have now three overseas colonies in Europe, I guess you could say, because one right here, one right there, and one in the dark brown country. So yeah. But that is going to do it for this episode, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed. I know I enjoyed making it for you guys. And I will see you guys in the next one. Peace. Bye.